So first of all, thank you everybody who's for joining us. For those of you joining us for the first time, this is our broker forum. So JB, can you click the next one? So every month we have our broker forum. And what this is that it's an opportunity for you, the community brokers. We have attorneys, we have CPAs, we have also fiduciaries who have listings or transactions that they're working on. And this is an opportunity for you to share those opportunities with other brokers and other professionals in the marketplace. We also live stream this on Facebook, YouTube, and create digital content for you to use for your marketing purposes, and also be able to connect with other fellow CCIMs. So we also have folks, welcome Neil. We also have Neil Sherman from Arizona, who's a great broker out there. We have different brokers from all over Southern California, which is our chapter. We actually cover over 5 counties as CCIM Greater Los Angeles. So it's you'll either have myself or Jeff Albee moderating here today. It'll be just me today, and then we'll go to the next screen. And number one, we would like to thank our sponsors. Without our sponsors, we wouldn't have the resources and the technologies to be able to do this. So we'll click forward and thank our sponsors. We're hoping to get Crexy and all these other folks up to the platinum, but welcome CoStar. Thank you, CoStar. For platinum, we also have RPM Commercial in the house as gold sponsors, and also 10X. So we also have a series of silver sponsors, which is a lot of our community and board members who have contributed, who also sponsored our annual installation. And that's an opportunity for those of you who are still looking at sponsorship opportunities. The installation is coming up. And for those of you who have more questions about that, you can reach out to our chapter admin with JV, and we can get you guys plugged in there. Today, we are going to have a sponsor highlight. We're going to have Capital Direct Funding today. So we actually have Frank Williams on the line. So we'll give him some time, and then we'll dive into the listings.
All right. Good morning, everybody. I guess that's my cue, right? I'll make sure.
Yep, that's your cue.
Welcome to all the professionals that are on. We love being a supporter of CCIM Greater Los Angeles. For all the disclaimers, I'll do that. Francisco is my son, so that way, if you guys haven't seen the resemblance, he is definitely my son. Our family-run business, Capital Direct Funding, was founded in 2009, but actually my career started 30 plus years ago and evolved into private and alternative lending in 97, and of course fully came to play in 2009. And since then, our family-run business has done residential and commercial lending throughout California, the major markets, 6 of the major markets in California. Over the last 14 years, going strong. And again, we really want to be thankful to CCIM Greater Los Angeles for having an opportunity to be a sponsor highlight today. I just want to bring up just a few things. As a family-run private and alternative lender, we run into a lot of situations, and I wanted to kind of highlight what we're seeing and kind of go through just a couple of case studies to see if something might trigger one of your particular clients. Now, what we're seeing right now in our production has really been growing over the second and third quarter, and we really see it finishing strong into the fourth quarter, is we have a lot of cash businesses, owner user, that quite don't have access to institutional lending, utilizing our funds to help close on real estate transactions. It's interesting that they are purchasing buildings, maybe additional locations or the location that they're in, but most of the time they don't have the 3 years financial, especially after coming out of COVID with a lot of registered losses, which they're entitled to, but those don't quite make the cut for the institutional lenders, and we're in that space. So we are really predicated on cash flow and what makes sense to us, and that is really what's driving a lot of acquisitions in this area. So if you have customers that are either relatively new businesses or are highly cash businesses themselves, those are customers that we could definitely help with and come up with a strategic plan and help them go from private private financing all the way to permanent, because we definitely have the structures in place to be able to do that. Also, one type bit, we have a lot of people that are in various stages of their immigration status acquiring properties, commercial properties. So I want to leave that out there. The second biggest factor that we've been seeing in helping is coordinating with seller financing. We have a lot of individuals that are really not comfortable doing the escrow paperwork and whatnot. So what we're doing is we're formalizing the process as a private note holder and putting together the correct documentation in place, and also adding our servicing platform, which is Direct Servicing Initiative, to service the notes to give the sellers the confidence that somebody is overseeing that seller financing. And again, we probably have more than a handful of those transactions come to us, and we help reposition it the correct way, so that way it works for everybody, the sellers, the buyers, because obviously we want them to be able to debt service it and be successful and truly make it a win-win. So that is something that we can help put together, as long as we understand where all the moving pieces are. One of the and then also too, the other aspect would be most of the loan to values are back to basics, and this is, I think, the reason why we're seeing a lot of seller financing, because for us, the loan to values really go back to debt service, and owner users, investors, they have to be able to utilize the income. And I know I'm not saying anything that you don't already know, but because of the compression that we've seen in underwriting guidelines, we're seeing more opportunities in the private and alternative lending side, even with our rates, which, I even kind of joked a little bit about our rates being a little bit more sexy now. But we're always looking at the opportunity of what is the long-term goal, and how can we get them to permanent financing and utilize our funds over the next few years as they go through whatever they're going through financially. But the key is making sure that we can help close the transactions, especially with the acquisitions that we see in play. And then just bring light to a couple of case studies. We've had some really complex situations. We deal with, we had a situation where we had an industrial property. It was an investor, it was a partner buyout or a partner divorce per se. But there was also something interesting with with the seller financing. It had a double, because both note holders had passed away. So it actually had a double probate going on the back end that we had to help facilitate. So because of all the out of the box situations that we had to deal with that probate, dealing with the divorce of the partners, and dealing with the cash out needed to do that, we were able to put that deal together. And that was like about a $2.5 million approximate transaction right here in the city of Vernon. And then we also had other opportunities from investors being able to pull cash out to do other acquisitions. And we've been able to strategically do that, help them, in other words, take that capital equity and bridge towards acquisitions and things like that. So we see a tremendous amount of opportunities. Obviously, it always goes back to the basics of making sense, but we're here to provide some strong answers and really put together some win-win transactions and help you get those transactions closed. So, mixed use, all the way to, industrial. We're here to support the brokers of Greater Los Angeles, CCIM, and look forward to any questions and opportunities to work with you and your teams. So thank you so much.
I think we had a question in the chat. Are you a direct lender, mortgage
Yes.
broker? Direct
Yes,
lender.
we are a direct lender. We have our own funds, so we are a direct funding source.
Perfect. Well, excellent, Frank. Well, if anybody else has any other questions, you want a source of funds, I can happy to answer that. That's we have a mortgage debt fund. So
Yeah,
Yep.
it's real simple. We have a debt fund. We have a lot of, that's really the key for our funding capacity. And I think that was the only question I saw there. Need a little help with that
Thank you.
on the print there, but
Excellent.
all right, excellent. Thank you, guys.
Excellent, Frank. Thank you so much for the sponsor highlight. Let's dive into the listings. Appreciate your time. And now let's start let's start with, looks like we have an owner user deal right here. Bentley, go for it.
How's it going, folks? So we have, it is a user deal. It's 13,167 square feet. It's kind of a dual tenant building. The owner currently rents half of the property, and then the other half is occupied until the end of 2024. I know a lot of people look for properties like this because they can use the other tenant to supplement their mortgage. This is in Eastern Simi Valley. So the tax benefits from moving from LA County to Ventura County are pretty substantial for a lot of businesses. It's one of the safest cities in California, actually, in Simi. Very clean, very responsive police force. It's just it's a good property for the right user. And then here's the property we have right in the middle of downtown Oxnard. So this is an old bank building. It was built in 1927. It's immaculate inside. It does have 3 working vaults. There's a ton of city parking right around the property. It doesn't have any on-site parking, but you wouldn't really need more than what the city provides. This could definitely be chopped up into 2 separate units. It's really going to go for somebody looking for more of a high-class office feel, or if they have, maybe a museum they would want to put in place, would be a good call center. Oxnard has a fantastic workforce as well. And this building particularly has a lease in place until next July from Barclays Insurance. Of course, they vacated and they're going to continue paying until then. So if somebody has kind of a more creative use, they have time to do those renovations or to get your tenant in place before they stop paying their mortgage, or they start paying rent, sorry.
Awesome. We had somebody in the comments saying a great restaurant bar space.
That's right.
There you go. Well, if there's any other questions, thank you so much, Bentley. We appreciate your time.
Thank you, guys.
Excellent. Mr. Sullivan.
Can you hear me?
There you go.
Yeah. So this is an REO, lender-owned property in the Morningside Park area of Los Angeles, which is just outside of Inglewood, and it's about 2 blocks from the Hyde Park train station going to LAX. It's about 85% complete now. It will be delivered completed. The lender took it back last year and has been working on it. It's 26 units. It's 23 bedroom, 2 bath units, and 6 2-bedroom, 1-bath units. This is the investment really for somebody that probably wants to convert to a Section 8 building, or a nonprofit looking to house families, because it's a family-oriented building. It doesn't have that many amenities, but its location is pretty good. So it's a brand new construction. We delivered vacant, 100% vacant, and that's about it. So feel free to call me if you want an OM on it. But the lender has it's unpriced because we're probably going to take it to the normal buyers for these type of property. This type of property like Hecla. Hecla has already expressed interest in it, but that's why it's unpriced. Plus, they're into it over $15 million. They know they're not going to recoup that, so that's the problem here on these broken construction loans that we're seeing. Next slide, please. Okay, well, this is not an REO. It's very similar to an REO. It's an offshore owner that is in Korea, a pharmaceutical company, and they bought this to put their business in. This is the original Carlos Los Niños headquarters. right off of Lucas and Sixth. It's not a historic building, but it has historic. It could be historic if somebody wanted to put it on the registry and put it in the Williams Act or the Mills Act. I'm sorry. This is probably going to sell in the mid $2 million range. It's 100% vacant. It's got a lot of damage inside due to homeless people. But I think on this property, this is a highly motivated seller that just wants to get rid of this property. And we can have a conversation. If you just call me, this is going to be like a medical user. It's a medical building where a doctor can buy it and run his clinic out of it. And then also, if he did any type of historic registration, he could obviously get the historic tax credit on that. So it's it's right out. It's about 2 blocks from Good Sam Hospital. Next slide, please. Oh, that's not me.
Oh, that's
Yeah, another Matthew.
another Matthew. I don't know. Is there another slide?
I thought there was, but it's okay. I just
there you
looked at
go.
another
There we
REO.
Let's double check real quick.
I'm not sure how many we gave you.
I think we had those 2.
Okay,
Yeah, let's
that's
go back.
fine.
I think those were the only ones we had, Matthew.
Oh,
So
yeah,
we'll
that's okay.
double check this real quick. And
Yeah,
Oh,
there are
the
2
ones we had?
listings for Matthew
Just those 2?
to live in. Yeah.
Yeah. We
but if you
looked at
want to give a
another,
quick shout
another
out,
building.
you can.
We have 2 other buildings coming up. Another garment area REO and
Oh, I think
another REO. 2 new REO listings. One's a apartment building,
Uh-oh,
brand new
Matthew, I think
apartment building.
something's going on with your audio.
Okay. Well,
JV, can you hear him?
Yes, Frank. I'm in mute a while ago.
Okay. It's me. Excuse me. Matthew May, if you can get if he's on the call.
I didn't see Matthew.
Okay, we'll move on. All right. Greg.
All right. Good to see everyone. Seen this one before. We are hoping to get approval on a price reduction on this property. It's a 4-unit residential property in Mid-City area, just east of Crenshaw and between Venice and Pico, so right in the heart of LA. 2 of the units are occupied at well below market rents. 2 of them are vacant and ready for a little bit of TLC and re-renting. We're currently asking $1.7 million. As I said, we're hoping to get an approval on a decent price drop here. It should bring the pro forma cap rate up to the mid-5s. So it is a probate sale subject to court confirmation and most likely an overbid. But it's a great asset, great value add opportunity in the heart of LA. This one is part of a trust sale. This is the Supply Sergeant in Hollywood on Hollywood Boulevard and Las Palmas, a couple blocks east of Highland. We just got approval on a price reduction. We're now asking $5.5 million. There's probably still some flexibility there for a good, reasonably quick transaction. The Supply Sergeant store is operating out of 1 unit. The other unit is vacant. It's a 2-unit property, about 4,600 square feet in each unit. The Supply Sergeant will be liquidating and closing the store down in the not too distant future. So this is a great user opportunity. User can come in and use one and rent the other. possibly use the whole building. Really great property right on the Hollywood Walk of Fame. This is an interesting one. It's a client of ours bought this Rite Aid in Shelbyville, Kentucky, a few years ago. Rite Aid got taken over by Walgreens, and Walgreens already had a store down the street, so they shut down this location, and it's been dark, but they're paying rent for the last few years. They have about just under 3 years remaining on their lease. They would buy out of the lease. It's an opportunity for a developer or a user to come in and repurpose this asset while still having income coming in. It's an 8.75 cap rate at an asking price of $3.25 million. Again, a little bit of flexibility here in the pricing. Really depends on how quickly we can get a deal done and how much rent our client continues to collect versus what a buyer will inherit. I'm going to let my partner Caleb talk about these ones in Bakersfield.
Hey, good morning, everybody. This is the current land building right in downtown Bakersfield, built in 1899. We were told the original owner developer has played a major role in the development of the whole downtown Bakersfield area. Got a lot of interest just because of the historic nature of the building. It is about 16,000 square feet of rentable area. We're priced at 1.7 million. It's 33 units, mostly occupied, 82% occupied. The former ownership, it's a trust sale. The former ownership is pretty hands-off with the management. The tenants, for the most part, are enjoying a pretty sweetheart deal on rent. So there's plenty of opportunity for the new buyer to invest in cosmetic upgrades, streamline the management, and access some long-term upside. Like I said, we're priced at 1.7. We do have lots of interest. Few offers above asking, hoping to have it tied up pretty soon. But if anyone has someone who really likes downtown Bakersfield and can move pretty quickly, certainly still time to bring something in.
Awesome. Thank you.
Yeah.
Anybody have any questions or?
Same seller here, Winchester Apartments, also a very similar situation, older 12-unit apartment building, heart of downtown Bakersfield. 4 studios, 1 2-bedroom, the rest are 1-bedroom, 1-bath. One of the studios is vacant, all leased at below market rents. Also a good opportunity for a new buyer to come in, invest in cosmetic upgrades, streamline the management a little bit. We're priced at 1.05, 1,050,000. We have offers at or above asking. We're in kind of a similar situation on this one. A lot of interest on this one just because it's bite-sized. Lots of it's a great opportunity to acquire something relatively cheap. Lots of buyers in Bakersfield have many multifamily units. This is a great little thing you can tag onto your portfolio. Long-term upside potential. Another older building, I always tell people to pencil in a little bit of deferred maintenance, but you'd benefit from some immediate cash flow and have opportunity to increase the value over time. Buy-side fee is 2.25%. Hoping to tie it up pretty soon, but if anyone really likes Bakersfield and wants to get something relatively at a low price point and has any interest, there's still time.
Awesome. Awesome. Well, thank you, Greg and Caleb. Appreciate you guys coming online and sharing their listings. Hopefully we can get a deal done soon.
Yeah, thank you. Appreciate the opportunity.
Thanks, guys.
Thank you, gentlemen. All right, Rubik, are you on the line? No, Rubik, keep going. Keep going. JV, can you go to the next slide, get to the next presenter? All right, Mr. Danny Raffle.
Good morning. First I'll toot my horn. It was supposed to, fortunately, we have an industrial property about 12,500 Newbury Park, but it looks like at 3.3. We're going to close escrow by the end of the week. I was going to put another property, it's a 3.3 acre parcel of land in Las Vegas, right across from the airport, just south, at 5.5 million, but we literally just went into escrow 10 minutes ago. So those two aren't on the deal. This property is actually, we just reduced the price to 2.9 million. So it's actually a 5.8 cap. It's a 2-story office building, which obviously there's more office on the second floor. The first floor has got the underground parking and there's parking in the rear. Really well-maintained building. I think this company RPM manages it also. It's a clean deal. There's 2 small vacancies of about 500 feet each. Just a great building. Family decided to sell. Mom passed away and they're motivated to sell. Next. This is just over 6.5 acres in beautiful Victorville. There's a CVS on the corner that's not a part of it. The rest of the property is got electric, sewer. It's all built out. It's we've got 5 parcels that can be purchased individually or together as a whole. And if anybody knows the market, it's on a hard corner right at El Ovado and Palmdale. There's a big supermarket across the street, so a lot of retail in the area, and it's available. It's priced negotiable, so the owner will take an offer for all or part. I think that's all I got.
Excellent, Danny. Thank you for sharing. Thank you for jumping on the call.
Dude.
All right. I think I'm the last one. All right, everybody. This is 219 to 225 South Riverside Avenue, Rialto. We got to spell Rialto right. It's not on the OM. So in Rialto, this is a very interesting property, and there's a couple reasons why. Number one, not only is it a 6 cap currently, pro forma about an 8.3 to 8.6 cap, depending on how you look at the rents. So this is a mixed-use retail storefront and office building. What they actually have over 29 tenants on this site, a lot of small individual offices, as you can see. A lot of the offices are actually month to month, and they're delivering pretty strong, over $2 a foot, between $135 to over $2 a foot rents on the each of these little offices. Also, too, there is a large storage room under the right side. You could see the right larger part of the building. It's about 10,000 square feet of storage that's not being used right now. And for those of you who have seen Fight Club, this is similar to the Fight Club fighting area, where they have a whole large storage space. I mean, it's pretty amazing. They haven't factored that into the square footage, but what a lot of folks are sharing with me is that could be a great e-commerce storage, to be able to store goods, and it has easy access to come in and out. Again, happy to share more details for those of you who are interested. But also the other side of it too is, for those of you who don't know about Rialto, they are changing their general plan. So now there's a new foothill specific plan that's going to replace 2 or 3 ancient plans that were done, in the mid-century, I believe, in the 1950s. So they're going to be updating that. So there is actually going to be current cash flow and long-term redevelopment. We are probably about, for those of you, I don't know if you guys can see the map, we're right next to the metro. So there's going to be strong density bonuses. We're hoping to come out by right. We're looking at about 42 units per acre. Again, there's one adjacent lot that we're selling individually, and also the house to the left. It could be sold as portfolio. The house itself is actually legal non-conforming. You can still own and operate that house, but obviously it could be used for the development. That's being sold separately for $350, and the lot on the far left side is also an individual residential lot that could also be annexed into the commercial development if in fact they're bought together, the portfolio. But the specific asset itself, the 45,000, I mean, that's a strong property all in itself. So for those of you who have any questions, reach out to me. Happy to give more details. And I think that ends that finishes up our broker forum for August, everybody. Thank you everyone who's attending. I have some upcoming some updates for our chapter, and I'll go right through them. So we have our 2024 chapter election. For those of you who don't know, that for those of you on the call, you guys are all eligible folks to vote. Obviously, you have to be a member, but I know everybody on the line has paid their membership this year and are all voting members. Sorry, I didn't. Sorry about that. Everybody can come to the City Club in downtown LA. We're going to be hosting an event here tomorrow. Danny, confirm, is that tomorrow?
It's tomorrow, 11
Perfect.
o'clock.
Perfect. Just want to confirm. So we
I don't know that everybody can come. You have to pay or sign up for it. There was only a small number of seats available.
There you go. So for those of you, again, Davey, if you could put that link in there. There's a select few. If you guys register early, you get free parking and you're free. If not, you got to pay. So we're going to have that and then also too, we have our first welcome introduction to a fiduciary's role. For those of you who don't know what fiduciaries are, this is the course for you. Understanding how banks and trusts operate and several different organizations within for the family office world, how they function and how they act as fiduciaries. This is an introductory class that CCIM Greater Los Angeles is actually pioneering. That's one thing that you want to be able to share with your team or yourself as an individual. And I think we have some notes here, Mr. Neil Sherman. I don't think your slide got in. If you wanted to share it real quick, you're more than welcome to.
Well, Francisco, thank you. It didn't get added, but that's okay. And I'm not sure if anyone on the call has anyone for it, except that when you look through all the comps, you still see a huge percentage of buyers coming out of Southern California and Los Angeles. So if anyone's interested, just send me an email and I'll send you this flyer. I may have presented it in the past, but here it is with the pre-approved deal structure, which you'll see on the flyer. It's 80,000 square feet of retail in Holbrook, Arizona. So this isn't for a buyer who's looking for a Los Angeles or a Chicago or even a Phoenix. This has to be a buyer who will take a tertiary market. 80,000 square feet with Tractor Supply, O'Reilly, and Aaron's, and a vacant space, which used to be Alco, if anyone's familiar with that, about 27 to 28,000 square feet that we currently have on the market for lease. Anyway, way below market rents. The owner is an out-of-state owner who owns thousands of apartment units. I don't think he really cares about this property anymore. Here's the pre-approved deal structure, and I think it's pretty darn attractive. $2 million. So if you're doing the math, it's about $25 a foot. 10% down, which is $200,000. He'll carry $1.8 million for 5 years. Interest only, 5% the first 2 years, 6% the next 2 years, and 7% the fifth year. And again, that's interest only. Now, here's the kicker. Since he's paying off $1.4 million loan or so out of his pocket and financing $1.8 million for 5 years, he wants something in return, which is peace of mind, security, and so on. And the way he's going to get that is he wants $800,000 escrowed, which is $10 a foot, which anyone's going to spend anyway over 12 months. Whatever's not spent at the end of 12 months goes towards paying down his $1.8 million carryback. But again, this is basically front loading your out-of-pocket costs that you're gonna have to put into the property anyway. It's only $10 a foot. And since you have 27,000 square feet vacant, plus another outpad, I also think you should get rid of the Mexican restaurant. But my point is, part of that 800,000 can go towards TIs and leasing commissions. The rest of it should go to repairs, improvements, upgrades, etc. Again, it's your money. You're going to spend it anyway. Why not front load it and get this pretty smoking deal? $25 a foot, 10% down, $1.8 million carried interest only for 5 years. And if I didn't say so, the existing rents average about $3.42 a foot. And those are not LA rents. That is not monthly. That's annually. So anyway, I've got somebody interested in the laundromat. That's about 2,500 square feet. That would leave another 2,600 square feet next to that. That's vacant. And then this 27,000 square foot alcove space, which we have on the market for like $5 or $6 a foot, triple net. That's per year. Anyway, if you have any interest, just call me on my cell phone. That's the easiest, 602-695-6650. Or you can reach out to Jeff or Francisco. I'm sure they have my contact information. Anyway, thanks, Francisco. I have a flyer. If anyone wants it, just give me a call. I'll send it to you. Thanks, Francisco. I'll mute back out.
Thank you, thank you. Thank you, Neil. Appreciate you. I know you've come in the past, and you're our connection to the high cap rate world, or higher cap rate than California. So we appreciate you giving us these opportunities for us to invest. And yes, appreciate that. So now we have some, as mentioned, I want to get through some of these events. I know we have Philip Sharko, who's going to be posting something inside the chat. If you guys are interested, you're welcome to take a look at that. That's actually falls out. I just clicked the link that actually goes outside the guides of what we offer. We don't really do residential transactions unless they're 5 units and above, or I would say 4 plexes and above, because 4 units kind of, goes into the apartments with the opportunity to build more. So just to give you a reference point, Philip, Mr. Sharko. So then there you go. So upcoming chapter events. So we have our 2024 scholarships. For those of you who don't know, that our chapter has endowments, 2 endowments, the Carmela Ma endowment and the Sharon Carr's endowment. What does that mean? Every year we give out 2 free classes to our volunteers, to our membership, to be able to take one of our CCIM classes absolutely free. And for those of you, that's almost $2,000. It's going up. Yes, I know it's collecting close over $1,600. If you're a member, it's a little less. I always encourage you to become a CCIM Institute member as well, because you get access to different softwares and different tools than the chapter. But what you get as an opportunity as a chapter membership is that you're able to put together an application for a 2024 scholarship to be able to help advance your career. And that's our commitment as a chapter. Our chapter board members invest and are committed to the chapter growth of CCIMs, and this is that opportunity. And last but not least, for those of you who know Carmela Ma, she is officially retiring. So what is happening is that we as a chapter and as a community are putting together a Carmela Ma honorary event for a Lifetime Achievement Award provided by the CCIM Greater Los Angeles chapter. And we're also inviting a series of organizations and individuals who have experienced her class and have been impacted by her amazing work throughout many years. We're actually having it at the Marina del Rey Marriott, October 27th. So this is going to be a black tie event. Also bring your dancing shoes. Tickets are limited. So if you don't get a ticket, it's very unfortunate, but you won't. There's, again, limited capacity. We want to highlight that. So please get your tickets as soon as possible, as there may not be any more seating left. And for those of you also who would like to provide a honorary tribute video to share with Carmela, we are actively reviewing and putting together a syndication of all videos to be able to honor her and share with her, and even have some brief videos highlighted as a collage to at the event. So for those of you who have been impacted by her amazing work, please reach out to JB and I, and we'll we'll take your information and take your video, and we'll be able to give you updates as to what we do with it. So excellent. I think that's do we have any more, maybe? Any more announcements? All right, our next broker forum. I may have to get Jeff Albee in here, as I might be on baby duty. For those of you who know me closely, I actually have a newborn coming September 8th, so I may be out of pocket next month. So for those of you who are interested in sharing your listings, being on the broker forum, sharing more information about needs and wants too, we also welcome that. September 20th. We may entertain in person, but I'll have to check with Jeff Albee. Worst case, we're going to be on Zoom here. But send your listing, send your feedback, and we look forward to seeing everybody at our next call. Perfect. Thank you. Thank you to our sponsors. Thank you to everybody attending. I hope you guys have a great rest of your week. Thank you. Take care.
Awesome. Thank you, guys. Congratulations. See you guys.